The New Norm is a sweet show about a conservative father growing to accept his daughter in an ever-changing world that hundreds of people have shown their admiration for in animation and fan art everywhere. Except it's not. It's an alt-right cartoon pilot that is the self-proclaimed South Park of X. If you haven't seen it, here's a clip. It's so unintentionally funny.
Hey, pronoun, this bud's for you.
I can't drink. I'm not 21.
Y'all influenced my boy to cut off his junk, but draw the line at beer?
It's kind of hilariously bad. So bad, in fact, that it leads me to wonder how much of this show was actually made by people and how much was AI generated and lazily thrown together. Before any research, my scientific and professional estimate is a lot. Okay, just a disclaimer, I'm not a professional and almost all the points that will be made are just like closely investigated speculation. I hate that this show thinks that using lazy buzzwords as humor makes it comparable or even better than masterful animations and media made by creatives of the past decade. I hate everything it stands for and thinks that it is, and if it's using AI to do so on top of all of that, I think it should be called out. Okay, enough being negative, I'm joined with a D, and I'm gonna see how much of the new norm was made by AI. Let's get into it. Okay, let's look at the clear, undeniable uses of AI. Trailer, let's go into that first, if you can call it that, was released by the actual show that was clearly AI generated. Everything from the animation to more than likely the dialogue, considering how static and humorless the attempted jokes are, was probably made by AI. This clearly shows involvement with AI in the show, therefore all the other possible instances of AI are now that much more likely. Another very clear usage of AI is the theme song. It's a general consensus that Suno was probably the software they used, which is AI, and you can hear parts where the AI voice breaks and does that weird echoey thing that AI voices do. Though probably produced by AI, it might not have actually been written by software, as the lyrics are so unbelievably bad, I don't think a machine was behind it. The phrase, "thank God for Elon Musk and his shitpost memes," is truly, I don't have the words for it. It's truly irreplicable. Now we go into more speculation territory. A good amount of the assets in this show have the commonly known issues that make AI itself easy to spot. Uneven pupils are one of them, and you can clearly see, especially on Norm and the dog, how off-center the pupils look and how one eye is bigger than the other. I highly doubt that was an artistic decision, given how stock, standard, and generic the rest of the art style is. There's also the good old issues with hands, which is insane, because if it is generated by AI, that means the animators couldn't even bother to fix the assets. From the weird breaks and lines in Norm's face, to the way the style itself changes, to the no lines on Charlie's face when everyone else on the show has outlines, the weird multicolored eyes Chaz has, it all reeks of something AI coughed up after being given a prompt. Animation is actually a different story. Even though there's no credited group in charge of animation at all, I don't think AI is at a point where it can animate this at least decently, so I think the animators get a pass here. The script itself is just as horrible. Jokes such as, "hey pronoun, this one's for you," and the whole, "you're non-binary" bit seem like there's something you'd see in a I might be butchering this pronunciation, Tony Zaret-esque video. My theory is some, if not all of the script was AI generated, and because the database of information that the AI would be taking lines and jokes from, aka all the existing content on the internet, is filled with satire, so it took the exaggerated lines as comedy and it spit it out as genuine dialogue. Another weird thing about the script is how abruptly the episode pilot thing ends. Like, it doesn't have a punchline. Charlie says, "there'll be jokes," and that is genuinely the last line. I can't comprehend how any genuine writer would even think of writing that as the last line of the whole show's pilot. Unless I'm missing something, it's so out of left field, it doesn't even really make sense, and my only explanation for it is AI. Okay, that's all the evidence I can gather from the actual pilot itself, but I didn't stop there. I did some digging and I looked at the show's old website. Credit to SaberSpark for mentioning it. for mentioning it in his video, and the AI usage only continues. The outlines of the episode summaries are essentially as expected, horrible, but something about the way they're written seems so off to me. The representation of specifically non-binary Chaz and the ethnicities of characters seemed like it was so obviously AI generated, but I couldn't be sure. So, I did some tests. I pulled up ChatGPT, and after minutes of messing around and tweaking words, I got something entirely similar to what I imagined was happening, where if you just add that Chaz is non-binary, the machine will just do that and call them non-binary Chaz. The same can be assumed for the rest of the summaries. Descriptors were plugged in the software, likely not ChatGPT because it seems to not overuse the descriptors as much, just added those words with every instance a character was brought up. Alright, that's all the AI usages that I am like 99.9% sure that this show is guilty of. So to answer the question of just how much of this show was likely made by AI, we need to make a pie chart. Disclaimer, I'm god awful at math. I divided the pie chart into essentially all the parts that I could think of that make up the show. I genuinely could not think of anything else that this shit managed to do. Most of them are like vaguely self-explanatory, but promotion is the clearly AI-generated trailer, descriptions are the episode descriptions, the website is the new norm website, characters and background refer to the designs and assets, sound design is the laugh tracks and the ooh sound effects, which just seem to be stock sound effects, etc, etc. And basically what I'm going to do is color in blue all the slices that are, according to what I found, almost definitely written by AI. If parts of it were definitely AI generated, but other parts of the same thing might not be, I gave it half. And basically this equals 6/11. I don't think that's how you pronounce it, but 6 out of 11 fraction. And after consulting Google, you get the mildly inconvenient number of 54.545%. So, for the sake of convenience, I'm going to do some crazy, insane basic math and round up to 55%. Therefore, basically, a little over half of the self-proclaimed South Park of X, the new norm, theoretically, and based on the evidence that's been given, is a little over 55% made by AI. I don't know if I expected better or worse, but a little over half is so funny, holy shit. Okay, thanks for watching, more videos coming soon. Oh yeah, bye guys!